Welcome back. We're still with the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Foreign Affairs and Diaspora. Thank you for joining us once again.
Thank you, Gloria.
Now let's look at this issue. Nigerians deported from the UK, Australia, and even Libya. But it appears the government has been subtle about this issue, not really saying so much about it. What's happening?
I don't know what you mean by subtle. The issue of deportation, but Nigeria just insists that make sure that you're deporting somebody who committed an offense, not those who didn't do anything wrong. So when we know of cases where you were illegally deported or you didn't commit the offense and you're treated unfairly, Nigeria does intervene. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Permanent Secretary have indeed taken up a few cases in the last few months. So there's no subtlety about it.
What cases? Well,
there are quite a few, like a Nigerian in Senegal that was badly treated. The ministry intervened immediately. We just handled one in, was it Ukraine now? You know, so cases like that, it comes to us, we get in touch with the ministry, and the intervention comes in immediately. However, if you like, there was somebody in some country who actually had an expired visa. The guy was arrested, he was in a deportation camp, and he's coming to us and say, well, let the deportation be fast. We can't let it be fast. The country has its own rules, which has to be followed. But we have to ensure that you are fairly treated, but you indeed broke a law. Take, for instance, in China, a Nigerian wrote to me and said, I'm in a particular prison. Please tell them to take me away from that prison and take me to another prison. I said, I can't do that. We can't do that. So, you know, so there are some request that you know that doesn't really make sense, but we try to be fair to our people and ensure that Nigerians are properly treated. That I can tell you the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is doing very, very well at this point in time. So if there are cases, you let us know, we take it up, and the ministry does intervene. However, if you commit a crime, you have to pay the penalty. You have to just pay the penalty. So there has to be awareness programs telling Nigerians that, you know what, try to obey the rules of other countries, because there's not much we can do if you've broken the law. But however, if you did not and you're being unfairly treated, Nigeria will intervene, and Nigeria has been intervening under the current Minister of Foreign Affairs.
I'm just curious, how did you respond to that particular case?
Which one?
The one of the guy
China.
in prison? Yes.
He sent me an email, and it was about the time the president was going to China. So I replied him. I said, of course, that's not possible. And I told him fairly that, how do you want me to tell the Chinese government through our Ministry of Foreign Affairs that you want to change from one prison to another? I reply their mails. We exchange communication as often as I can, and I make sure that I reply every mail or every request that comes to my table. There's one now about a particular student in one of these countries who I think is being cheated. We're looking at it and working with the embassy in that place. So we do reply.
I spoke with you a few years ago about Nigerians in various prisons.
And we do solve some problems. Apart from reply, we do solve the problems. And there's a lot of proactive measures from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and that I have to stress. Nothing comes to the table that we do not handle. So the Minister, the Permanent Secretary are always on top of all matters relating to Nigerians in the diaspora. You might not be as fast as you want, but they all get attention. However, I'm saying it openly, if there are cases like that, you let us know. We continue to do our best for our people, but we will not encourage illegality. We will not encourage criminality. But if you're being unfairly treated, Nigeria will be there for you.
So when you mentioned a few years ago when we spoke about Nigerians in prisons, that number, I thought you said was steadily on the increase. Is that the situation now?
Well, it's not getting worse. It's not getting worse, but I mean, the number that were in prison last year could not suddenly have decreased this year. But however, it's not getting worse. That is the information we have at this point in time. You don't have more Nigerians, being locked up in prisons anyhow. So I think we're making progress in that regard, but it's still there. So we're hoping that we continue to see a downward trend. And with better education, better awareness, and telling our people, sometimes it's not greener out there. It's tough enough being a legal immigrant, not talk about being an illegal immigrant. So, and with a lot of work being done back home in Nigeria, with jobs being created, we're talking about 500,000 teachers now, and we're talking about diversifying, investing in agriculture. In Taiwan, every home has a farm, not a garden. Every home has a farm, and you find that you're earning income. So again, they're encouraging our people, our youth in particular, to look at other means of sustenance. Not everybody should look for government job. I'm applying here and there. A bit of creativity will help. So we need to look in that direction. So hopefully it will continue to decrease, and it hasn't gotten worse as I speak to you.
Right. Honorable Advocate Dabiri, thank you for joining us on Dateline Abuja.
Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you. Well, thank you for your mails as always. I have this one from Mohammed Olodoyemi. It says, this is my 28 years in service. Both allowance, salary and monthly leave allowance is 74,000 naira. Well, he's reacting to the interview I had last week with the chairman of the Police Service Commission, Mike Okiro. Well, that's much we can take this week. Keep sending your views and comments using the address and Twitter handle on your screen. Let us know anything happening within your locality, especially if you're in the nation's capital. And don't forget, you can view the program on youtube.com/channelsweb/videos. Make your comments after viewing any of the videos. Thank you for watching this week. I'm Gloria Umezuke. See you again.